Long time no see. I know what you guys are thinking. Where's the videos at? Well, alright, so I am going to be putting up a whole bunch of videos, and excuse my hair because I'm, doing a whole lot of stuff. But I wanted to just kind of do a video and just kind of talk about some things that are going on. Some things that just kind of been on my mind. And this video is going to be a little different because I usually don't, I did a video or two before kind of like this, but I usually don't, just ramble. But there are a couple of things that have been, preventing me from putting videos up. Like transition stuff. Not that kind of transition. Don't get it twisted. I mean, nothing wrong with transitioning, but that's not what it is. I don't want any of my family members like, what? You're what? I don't feel like dealing with that. So no, that's not what it is. Not that kind of transition. Just kind of life transitions as far as careers and work and moving and just a lot of stuff that I just kind of wanted to fill you guys in on. So you kind of have an idea of what's going on with me and why I haven't been posting, the way that I was about 2 weeks ago. First of all, I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job, which I know you guys are like, oh, you're getting another job. No, there's no other job. There is a reason why, and I'm going to explain that in a couple minutes. I've been working for this company that I'm working for about 5 years. It wasn't exactly what I wanted when I started, but it kind of fell in my lap. I was looking for something just to try to get back on my feet. I had a lot of tragedy before that, kind of changed the trajectory of my career and things that I wanted to accomplish. And these flyaways and frizziness is just it's serious. I just washed my hair about this morning, so I haven't really had a chance to really do anything to it except just let it air dry and throw it back. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So when I got this job, have to kind of fix this. If you're wondering why my collar is the way it is, there is a good reason, and some of you may already know kind of what that reasoning is. I basically, the job just kind of fell in my lap. I applied to it on Craigslist and didn't even think I was going to get it. I was like, oh, there's no way. I'm not qualified. I don't have that, whatever. So I got called by another job that paid a lot less, but it was close, and I was looking for something to build my income. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. And then I was helping a friend. I was supposed to go out of town. While we're out of town, I get another phone call, and they're like, hey, this is such and such, the job that I first applied for that I wanted. We want to call you in for an interview. Well, I'm in Kansas. Yes, I was in Kansas. Long story, not going into that. But I was nowhere near Pittsburgh where I lived. Y'all know. And so I had to tell them, I said, well, I can't do nothing until I get back to Pittsburgh. So that's what I did. When I got back, called them up, and then, I just told them, I said, hey, I do have 2 other jobs that I was working for. I was working for Jiffy Lube, and I was working for another agency out of a, the hospital trauma unit or whatever. And so we'll come in for an interview. Came in for an interview, and they were like, yo, I'm just letting you know right off rip, you're hired. I'll train you, I'll get you started, blah, blah, blah. So long story short, I tried to work all 3 jobs because at the time I had been with one job for a while, and I was like, hey, well, I might as well stay here. And, it's hard letting go of something when you come from not having something. You're like, you feel certain loyalty to certain employers. But when it got to the point where I wasn't getting enough sleep, I just couldn't do it. So I just had to choose. Hey, you know what? I had to let something go. So anyways, I've been with the current company I'm with for about 5 years. And, it just throws you off track. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. It wasn't, on my scope of where I wanted to head, but it gave me the income to get stable. I was able to, get an apartment. I was able to have groceries. I was able to buy a car, not like I was making a whole lot of money, but you know what I mean. Like, it was a decent paying job. I got promoted, and time just kind of got away from me. And the longer I stayed, the more content that I got with just sitting where I was at. And it's not an active job. It's more of a sit at your desk, do your job type of job. We switched sites, and it was just like I really just started realizing that my body started to break down. I was working overnights. So you're talking about like 11 to 7, 11 to 8. And then some days I'd have to switch it up depending on whatever. And being an account manager, you're responsible for everybody that's, on your employees. So if somebody doesn't show up and you can't get somebody to cover the shift, you have to cover it. And that's where some of the problems came in at. And I started realizing that the up and down of the nature of the job was really just like slowly deteriorating my body, because, I'm getting off in the daytime and going to sleep. Everybody else is getting up in the daytime and starting their day. So you're not getting the vitamin D that your body needs. Your sleep pattern is off. It's a whole lot of mess. And so I think the beginning of really knowing that it was time to leave came about 2 years ago. And I know what you're going to say, like, why did it take you 2 years after you knew it was time for you to leave? What happened is I got Bell's palsy. I'm not going to go into the whole detail of what happened, but I didn't know it was Bell's palsy at the time I woke up, and I could not move this side of my face. If you can kind of tell it a little bit, but still working on it, but couldn't move this side of my face at all. And I thought I was having a stroke. Like, I literally thought I was having a stroke. I'm like, yo, this is it. All this stress from this job, all this stuff that, has been, wearing on me, and now I'm going to die. Like, in my mind, that's what, when you wake up and you like, yo, what's good? Like, so I went to the emergency room. My fiance went with me, and they didn't know what was going on, so they automatically took me to a stroke, like, unit or whatever, and they did all the tests, and they realized it wasn't a stroke, thank God, but it was Bell's palsy. And I asked them, I was like, well, what is Bell's palsy? I've heard of people having it, and I guess it's not that serious of a thing, but it is, because it is an interruption in the firing of the brain, and neurons, and, it's a neurological thing. So it was very scary for me. It took me a while to be able to do anything. I couldn't close my eye. I had to wear an eye patch, like a clear thing over my eye, so that the water and debris wouldn't get into it. I had to take steroids. There was a lot of things that was going on. And I still have residual effect from it, but, it is what it is. After that, I had to take time off because I couldn't work. I just, I can't work when I can't blink. I just, and I was ready to go then. I said, look, I don't think I'm coming back. And so I took some time off. Of course, things just didn't work out the way I thought they would, and I wound up coming back. A little short time after that, about, 6 months, not even that long, my mother got diagnosed with cancer, and I had to take time off for that. And it just seemed like everything just kept happening, like, over and over and over. And everything was leading to me like, yo, I can't do this no more. Like, I'm tired of coming back to this job that I started to really not care about my job or my position. I really didn't care about things. Like, I do the bare minimum. Like, I make sure the schedule was made. I make sure that people got their paychecks, blah, blah, blah. But I really just started realizing that I didn't care. Like, I had no motivation. Like, I would take days off just because I could take days off because I didn't want to be here. And I think after a while, I was like, I knew I didn't want to be here because this is not what I wanted to do. But I got gone so far down the rabbit hole that I was like, yo, how do I get out of this? And the only thing I can think of is to just let it go. So I saw an opportunity to go back to school, and I took it. And I said, hey, you know what, there's some things that I wanted to learn about other aspects of the careers that I want that I don't want to have to try to do on my own. So I did that. I enrolled, and I'm going back. I start in August. And before that, after I knew I was going back to school, we went to California to watch my cousin graduate. I've always loved LA. I think LA has a lot of opportunities, and, especially for what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go into entertainment, I'm trying to, be able to produce music. I'm going to school for music technology. So that's exciting for me. I've always been interested in, being able to make my own beats and produce my own stuff, and not just that, like video editing and just at different aspects of entertainment where it gives me creative control, and also allows me to open doors for other people as far as, maybe opening up a studio or, being able to direct somebody to the right people. So went to LA and took my fiance, and I wanted to show her because, I can't make a move without, my family. So we went there. She loved it, and that was kind of confirmation for me. I was like, I can't do this staying at this job. Like, I'm not going to be able to move here on this salary anyway. So why am I staying someplace where I feel like I'm stagnant? So I decided, hey, you know what? Time to go. So I put in, not my 2 weeks notice. I gave them a little more than 2 weeks. My last day is coming up. I have 2 weeks left. And I can honestly say that, my care for my responsibilities on this job that are extra responsibilities have definitely dwindled so much so that, I am, 2 feet out the door. The only thing that's really keeping me engaged is, just my moral compass. Look, you don't do this to people, blah, 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 blah. And, I have no regrets. It's hard when you've been somewhere for so long to just let go, because you have, in your mind, you have this obligation, I have to be here because if I don't do this, it won't get done. Or I have to do this because nobody's going to know how to do it right. But you have to realize that just like they hired you, they're going to hire somebody else. And that's exactly what I'm starting to see. And a lot of my friends were telling me, they were like, you got to let this go and stop worrying about trying to do all these other things. You're getting ready to leave. Let them figure that out. So that's what I've been going through lately. It's just this life transition and learning how to let things go and not being afraid to let things go. And I think a lot of people get caught up in the, I don't know how to let something go, or I don't know how to move forward, or they know where they want to go, but they don't know how to do it, and they feel guilty about doing it. And I think that has a lot to do with me, is that I feel in some ways kind of guilty because I don't like leaving people hanging, but at the same time I'm like, I have to do what's right for me, and this isn't right. Sitting here, my job literally consists of me sitting at a desk and guarding other things, and I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. I'm an entertainer. I create things, and I can't have creative, motivation when I'm sitting here 10 hours out of a day. And, I work graveyard, so I work, the late night shift, and it just sucks just sitting here. I don't have any control over what I want to do. I can't do any kind of creative process here. I just can't. So that's mainly some of the things that I'm, what's been stopping me from making the videos the way I want to, or putting up videos the way I want to. Not an excuse, just an explanation. I do have a lot of stuff that are in the idea phase. We do have a trip coming up. I'm going to fill you guys in on later. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I have some footage for that. That should be a lot of fun. I planned a trip basically for before I go to school, because I know that once I start classes, it's not going to be about no going on trips or taking vacations. I have to really be on it, and I really want to focus and not have any distractions while I'm doing it. I'll still be making videos while I'm doing it. I'm going to take you guys, you'll see. I got some plans, and you guys are going to be like, that's dope. I hope. So that's what I've been up to. We do have, like I said, another trip coming up. I'm going to put up some footage from that. That should be way more lit than the last couple of videos I put up. Like, you're gonna really enjoy this. I think you're gonna really like what we're cooking up. I'm also working on some skits and stuff that I think will be kind of cool. So I'm just waiting to get some people to come and shoot that. I have some covers I'm gonna do. Also, if you guys see a video that I put up and you like that kind of video, just let me know. Say, I think those kind of videos are dope, or I like this kind of video. Or if you want to hear me talk more about just some things that I think other people may be going through this too, and let me know if you guys have gone through something like this where you've been in kind of like a transformation stage where you're leaving your job or you're thinking about leaving your job, and how are your thoughts, or if you have some advice for me, or like I said, if you're going through the same things. I know I can't be the only person going through like this. Not a midlife crisis. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I'm tired of working for somebody else and giving somebody else my time when I want to be giving myself my time, and killing myself for somebody else. When it gets to the point where it's literally physically making me sick. I couldn't go on trips. I couldn't do anything because at any given time somebody could call and say, hey, I'm not coming into work, and guess what? My trip ends and I have to turn around and come back here. That's not a way to live. It's just not. I should have a normal sleep schedule. I should have a normal, and I'm not saying that I want a normal sleep schedule, but at least if I have an irregular sleep schedule, I want it to be because I'm working towards something I want to do. Not because I got to sit at a desk and look at nothing for 10 hours out of the day. Besides the fact that I work 10 hours out of the day, I wouldn't mind that if it, like I said, if it was something that I wanted to do. But this is not something I'm passionate about. It's literally just sitting here. And I'm looking around and seeing all my friends and all my other people doing things that they're happy about and they're passionate about and they love to do. And this is their career path. And I'm doing not that. So that's basically it. I know this video is a little ranty and a little different and not the norm, but if you guys are feeling what I'm saying, or if you're going through a similar thing, or you can relate in any kind of way, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I do read every comment that comes across. I do have some other stuff coming up soon. I don't have I could tell you an exact date. July 31st, I'll be putting up a video. That'll be like the first day. That's my last day here, my last day. Like, I'm so excited. Like, it can't come fast enough. So I'm gonna let you guys in for that. I can't bring you to my job, but I can definitely show you a little piece and tidbits of what's gonna happen and how that's gonna go. I think that's gonna be pretty cool, and I'm happy about it. So that's a lot. All right, that's enough of me ranting. Again, subscribe, comment, like, right down there. Right down there. If you like what you hear, you can relate. Like I said, give me a comment, subscribe, like, tell somebody about it. Let me know if this is like something that you're going through, or that if you can relate. Just wondering. Thank you for watching Angel Lee TV. I'm Lee Angels. Peace.